Oh yeah, welcome back to the MajorSlackAttack here. First off, for titillating tactical Tamriel gameplay. In today's Skyrim Remastered video, I'm going to show you how to slap together a quick and dirty Stealth Archer starter build that will, by level 10, have you A. one-shotting bandits with ease, B. quickly cutting giants down to size, C. going on mammoth hunts and surviving, and D. generally kicking some major Skyrim butt. Oh, and did I mention this is all on legendary difficulty? Yep. This build, okay, the quick and dirty part refers to the fact that this build requires no crafting, no enchanting, no smithing, no spending hours foraging for ingredients to power level alchemy. None of that stuff.
Boring.
That's right, boring. In fact, you won't be foraging for ingredients at all. What this build does is it takes advantage of a lot of the free stuff you can lay your hands on early in the game. If you got the know-how, the right strategy, the right game plan, and a little bit of chutzpah.
MajorSlackAttack.
Alright, here's a complete overview of the quick and dirty Stealth Archer build for those who want to strike out on their own and put it together. And if you want to see more quick and dirty Skyrim builds, make sure you subscribe to my channel to get all my videos hot off the press. Alright, let's get down to brass tacks. You'll be playing as a Khajiit who starts out with his sneak skill at 25, the highest sneak skill start of all races. Alright, by level 10, you will have 9 perk points to spend. Here's how you're going to spend them. In the archery skill tree, you're going to put 2 points into overdraw. Alright, this will give you 40% extra bow damage. In the sneak skill tree, you're going to put 4 points, okay? 1 point into each of the following. 1 point into stealth, 1 point into muffled movement, 1 point into backstab, and the most important perk, 1 point into deadly aim, which will allow sneak attacks with bows to do 3 times normal damage as opposed to the normal twice normal damage. Okay, now you'll be doing 3 times normal damage. Backstab will give you 6 times damage with one-handed weapons. Stealth, the stealth perk will allow you to be 25% harder to detect while sneaking, and muffled movement will reduce the noise that your armor makes by 50%, which is a very important attribute to have when you're sneaking around. Alright, and finally, in the Conjuration skill tree, you'll be putting 2 perk points. 1 perk point into Novice Conjuration and another perk point into Mystic Binding, which will allow your bound weapons to do more damage. That's right, you're going to be using the bound bow, the magical bound bow. Alright, now this will leave you with 1 perk point to spend, and you can spend that as you see fit depending on which direction you want to take this build. TBD in a later video, okay? It's very important that you save that perk point because it could be very useful depending on which direction you want to take this build, okay? Next, gear. I already talked about the bound bow. Let's talk about it a little more. The bound bow is a magical bow, alright? Conjure it up, and you got yourself a magical Daedric bow that lasts for 2 minutes, alright? And it fires Daedric arrows. Alright, now what's so great about this bow is it has the highest bow damage early game, plus it has soul trapping abilities. Once you get the Soul Stealer perk in the Conjuration skill tree, you could turn this bow into a soul trapper. Trap any souls as long as you got the soul gems. So you don't have to mess around with the spells, you don't have to mess around with an enchanted weapon that constantly needs recharging. It's all built in the bound bow. Other advantages of the bound bow, it weighs nothing, okay? This is my level 10 Khajiit, my level 10 quick and dirty stealth archer build. Look at my carry weight. I'm only carrying around like 54 pounds of stuff out of 300. I got all this extra carry weight to carry goodies. All right, I wouldn't even have that if I didn't have the the pickaxe on board. If I drop the pickaxe can be down to 44. All right. So yeah, and I got all these potions on board and whatnot. So yeah, I'm still carrying some stuff I don't need. Yeah, so I could drop this down. I usually drop it down to around 30 pounds full carry weight. That's it. 30 pounds out of 300. All that extra carry weight. So that's a big advantage that the bound bow has. It's just your weapon just weighs nothing. All right. Other advantages of the bound bow: it cannot be knocked out of your hand. You know those annoying draugrs who are always shouting at you and knocking your weapon out of your hands? Can't be done with the bound bow. What else? The bound bow can be used anytime, anywhere, anytime. Even if all your weapons and gear are taken away, you can still use the bound bow. Get thrown in jail, you can still use the bound bow. Now, one drawback of the bound bow is it costs a hell of a lot of magicka to cast this spell, okay? For the Khajiit to have enough magicka to cast this spell, you're going to have to get the Necromancer Amulet, this thing right here. And that's all covered in a video which I've done previously. Best bow, level 1, any race. I'll put a link to that in the video description. Yeah, but you can easily cast this bound bow spell if you use the Necromancer Amulet. This goes for any race. Just get your hands on this amulet. It's really easy. That's also in that same video. And you can cast the bound bow right from the beginning, right from level 1. All right. Next, armor. Your armor is going to be a powerful mix of Dark Brotherhood armor and the Old Gods armor set. Okay, once again, that's the Dark Brotherhood armor and the Old Gods armor set. The two key items in the Dark Brotherhood armor set are the Shrouded Cowl and the Shrouded Hood. All right. The Shrouded Cowl causes bows to do 20% more damage. Okay, it gives you 20% extra damage for your bows, and the Shrouded Hood makes your sneaking 25% better. And the key items in the Old Gods armor set are the Gauntlets of the Old Gods, which once again does 20% extra bow damage, and the Boots of the Old Gods, which once again gives you more sneak power. It makes your sneaking 20% better. So you're starting to see a pattern here. That's right. You got yourself on your hands a very powerful combination of suits. You have a better sneak suit and you have a better bow damage suit. This is immensely useful when you're out in combat sneaking, okay? If you hotkey all these up, all right, you can either A, go with better bow damage, or B, go with better sneak damage, or better sneak power, all right? And you can swap back and forth between the two as the situation requires, all right? So what you could do is you could go into combat, put on your better bow damage suit, take a shot, and then you know, like how your cover always gets blown a little bit after you've taken a shot, quickly slap on your better sneak suit. This allows you to quickly recover your sneak status, and then you can sneak up on another guy, put on your better bow damage suit, take another shot, rinse and repeat, all right? This is a very powerful combination. These two armor sets, the Dark Brother armor set and the Old Gods armor set, is a very powerful combination to have. All right, these two armor sets are perfect for a stealth archer. As for jewelry, you'll start out with two items: Kind's Token and the Ring of Minor Archery, together which give you another 20% extra bow damage. And like I said, you can get all this stuff for free. All right, all this stuff, you can get it for free. All right, so there you go. There's a complete overview of my quick and dirty stealth archer build if you want to strike out on your own and get that happening. I have to warn you though, putting this all neatly together by level 10 on legendary difficulty will require some finesse. All right, to that end, I've put together a little mini series giving you a step-by-step walkthrough on exactly how to put together this build. All right, and as I mentioned earlier, the first thing you should do is start out a new game with a Khajiit and then run through the following tutorials. I'll put links to these in the video description, okay? Run through the tutorial Helgen Keep Power Start and run through the tutorial Best Bow Level 1 Any Race. And that will get you up and running with two perk points, and it'll get you up and running with the bound bow and the Necromancer Amulet, which will allow you to cast the bound bow as a Khajiit, all right? And that will put you at level 3. And like I said, I'll put links to those in the video's description. And starting from there, I'll take you on a step-by-step walkthrough up to level 10 to complete this quick and dirty stealth archer starter build, right? That's coming up next video, right? So if you want to do a little homework, start off with those two videos, and I will see you tomorrow with the first video in this little mini-series walkthrough. Alright? So that's it. I want to thank you all very much for watching, and if you would like to see a complete walkthrough of another quick and dirty Skyrim build I cooked up, the original quick and dirty build, check out my ebook, Skyrim Legendary Made Easy, the quick and dirty Dark Elf build. This will take you all the way up to level 30 to complete a kick butt tank destruction mage. Alright, check it out. I'll put a link in the video description.